Hi guys, welcome to Fearless Gray Live. I've been gone, I'm back. All right, here's the question, or first a thought. So fear is really like a black hole, right? And I think we all have different points in our life sometimes when we have to fight fear more often. Like for me, the times I had to fight fears, like in my late 20s when I first started having kids, like holy crap, all the fears there. And then another time I had to fight fear maybe is like my divorce, the divorce, menopause, kids leaving the house, the trifecta all at once. Of course, I had to fight fear then. First of all, I have a question to you is like, when have you had the most times that you've had to fight fear? Is it now, like as you're kind of headed in your Fearless Gray years? Were you out of high school you were worried, college, your 20s like me? So when did you fight fear? And the thing about fear, the reason it's a black hole, I think because when you dip your toe in the fear pool, is one of two things happen. Either you start just worrying about everything, right? So let's say I started worrying about, something about my kids when they were young. And then I worry on what happens to me and what happens, something happens to my husband and what if this and that and this and that and this and that. And before you know it, I had this whole pile of random fears that just kind of layered on one after another. And it became like this quote unquote black hole of fear. And it was just because one fear just added to another. The second way that I think fear really becomes a black hole is when we just take one fear and explode it. So let's say we're worried about our Fearless Gray years, am I going to be healthy? Am I going to have enough finances? Am I going to, get to see my kids enough? Am I this? Am I that? So you just took that fear about getting older at Fearless Gray and it just ripples out and consumes you because it's just you take that one fear and you think of every possible problem about getting older. So, we have these two ways that we could maybe fear can just become explosive and become this black hole for us. So how do you fight it? That's what I'm curious is how do you personally fight fear? Because of course we have to fight back from it because that is no way to live life. It's certainly no way to live our Fearless Gray years when we have so much yet to do and we have our purpose to live out and we have, our grandma greatness to do and we have so much, we have to, this book I'm reading, The Last Arrow, don't leave anything in your, what's that called? I have to look up that word, but don't leave anything on the table. And so that means our Fearless Gray years have to be super powerful and active and we can't be consumed by the fears that could creep in. So I was thinking about what do I do? What have I done to fight fears? And sometimes, sadly, I just had to let them run their course, which is really the worst way for me because it just keeps growing. And at some point, the energy is just exhausted from it and I just move on. So that's one way is let it run its course. But some of the things that I've been trying to do just kind of break the cycle. So for me, what I might do is go outside. I might take a walk. I might call a friend or call my mom or call my, my siblings, my kids. And not to talk about my fears, but to talk about something else, break the pattern. I might eat chocolate or something that I like to do, something that's going to, again, just break the pattern. So two things. I could sit there stress eating chocolate, but I could also I generally, hopefully try to break the habit, use it as a pattern breaker. The other thing, you could do is just do some activity that, fitness, get outside and do exercise. Or it was when you were young with your kids, read them a book. I think it's really about breaking the pattern as opposed to letting it run its course because that's just physically exhausting. And I think that will happen, no fear goes on endlessly. But if we could find our ways to break the pattern as opposed to just letting it run its course. So I'm really curious, what do you guys use to break a fear pattern? Actually, and another major way that you could do it is to take actions. So, okay, if I'm worried about my fitness when I'm older, okay, then I need to do more fitness. I need to do more balance work. I need to eat healthier. So I think that's the other way, and I don't know how I forgot that till now, is to be really proactive about the fear. So if that fear is in there for a reason, then let's do the reciprocal. Let's do something to make that fear have no power in your life. Anyways, let me know what you guys would do to break your fears. Have a great weekend and flock on.